Hello. And all that jazz. So, how are we doing today? Yeah? That's the big question. Perhaps not the big question, but how are you doing, Internet? I'm Bnuts, a small-time streamer and YouTuber. Of course, if you like what you see on my channels, you can at any time follow me on my Twitter, follow me on my Twitch, like, comment, subscribe. What do you think? Over on YouTube, and I am currently streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. Twitch is being, well, it's usual, sometimes not all that great self, so if things get glitchy over at Twitch, you could go over to my YouTube, where instead of bnuts001, I am just simply bnuts. That is to say, bnuts, not the simply. Anyway, welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today, Bishops and Where to Find Them has started. The Late Lines event is now gone, as you can see. Although the Lantern Raids thing is still here because of this. So anyone who hasn't claimed everything from the Zhao market, there's only 1.5 days left. Better claim your stuff. And then we got this. So it's an extra expeditions, but it takes place only in Liyue Harbor. So even if you're talking to the version of Catherine in Mondstadt, you won't be able to launch this from there. You'd have to go over there. As you can see, it's pushing me over there. And the other reason why I would want to go over to Liyue Harbor is for the summons, which I should probably get out of the way first, yes? Question is where to summon, because I've seen people have all kinds of luck. I can't exactly say which locations are the luckiest and which are not so lucky. Although Tecton might have a few things to say about that. And so also see whether or not we have uh, a food that can be associated. I don't think I have her favorite dish this time. Let's find out, shall we? Not a Mondstadt hash brown, obviously. Maybe Universal Peace would stand in. This is Kaching's favorite. But I already have her. Pretty sure I wouldn't be able to use these. I think that's Chi-Chi's. I'll just do a quick search. Retail favorite food. Not specialty dish. But her specialty is ghostly march, which isn't among the things that I had there. Does this say what it is?
ならら水煮魚にエビ蒸し餃子
Steamed fish, side of prawn dumplings. Do I have such a fishy thing? So, not the universal piece. It's a rice dish. It doesn't seem to have fish in it at all. That one has shrimp. Obviously, it's in the title. Should have realized that. I don't think I have anything like that. Like that. This one's is a meat dish. Lots of meat, I gotta say. Stir frying, nope. Meat and vegetables. And this is something Chi-Chi made. Doesn't really say what's in it. Well, it doesn't look like I have a gently fried fish dish. Seafood, crab, mint, and calla lily. Maybe I could use this as a kind of substitute. But otherwise, I don't have it.
Fate is called as such, for it cannot be changed, nor can it be reversed. It can only but be accepted.
These things go back already? No, they did not. But I can take the fish. I am going to summon up where the rites take place. I think that is the closest I'm going to get. Let's go over to this side. Let's try and get a place with a nice view. Hello, birds. There we go. That's a nice view. Next up, I'm going to bring out party members who wear red. I've already got Noelle. And let's bring out Amber. Baizu does.
Come with me.
I can't wait any longer.
She's got more orange and yellow.
Oh yeah, rock on!
That's pretty good. Not minding that she's from Mondstadt. I haven't really used her. She's still level 6. No. Not that much.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Okay, the next step will be to eat the meal. Try to entice who we want. And I did take the Genesis crystals, put them into Primos, and then I recharged a bit. So that's why that's like that, even though I summoned recently. And hopefully I won't have to charge again. So we're going to use one of those. And next I'm going to do some lanterns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm seeing most of them. Right, let's start wishing. And there's 10 days still left on them. So first I'm going to start here. Any of these characters I could use, they would strengthen up the team. And of course, this composition, they're all leeway characters, so they definitely encourage going after the Lithic series blades. And of course, Staff of Homa would be the best weapon for her, but it's not the only possibility. So first, I'm going to do on here, and I am going to try to get just one of her. And any of these I can get would also be good. So from Xingqiu, she can get Melt, I think, or is it Vaporize? No, it's Vaporize. From Chongying, she can get the Melt, and then there's Pyro Resonance between the two, even though they are both Pyro and Pull-on users. But we'll see what we get right now. Wait, I should see what my history says. 6, 12. So I am 12 in. Let's go. What's it gonna be? Purple. 1 Jiangling. That would best not be all I get. And I did pour a whole bunch of... Oh, another stringless. I think it's Dione who is using it. I poured a whole bunch of dupes into the black sword for Kaching. So I got a little bit less of that. So let's go into our characters.
If you ever...
And activate her constellation. So I don't have the dupe. Where is my stringless? That's the deal. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Unlock it. And we can go back into the wish. Maybe I won't do that all the time for the weapons, but for the characters I will. Kind of try to trick it into giving me something better, perhaps. Hopefully, Hu Tao. Not Xing Shou. And he's the only one this time. I thought I had his constellation higher. Oh well. Also, I don't need the Staff of Hama. I do have the ability to get the Blackcliff Spear. I already have enough of that currency. I think I'm at 40 now. Another Zhengling. Wow, this really isn't lucky at all. Should I change locations, perhaps? I don't actually know what locations are associated with her. I'll go up here a bit. Apart from, like, from her preview video. From that. What? If I want to get onto the roof, there's probably an easier way. Yep. And get onto the green tower. Let's go to one of the bridges. I guess there's only one. Let's see if we can... No, didn't quite land it. But that will do. Let's launch some more lanterns. I have plenty to spare.
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long.
Okay. Maybe some more. And it's more 4 stars. I know you don't think that's my Christian show, Fritz. And you know me, Helio, if I don't have any primos left, I can't go over to the weapons banner.
Never quite seem to get my land legs back.
Animation of Ring Cutter, the damage dealt by Gura's sword. Fatal range screen is increased by 50%. If I don't get her, I'm going to be very upset. Another Jinkshu? There's Zhang Ling. At least this time I got 2 4-star characters. But I'm going to have to start converting Genesis crystals now.
If you
Maybe I should switch to a different active character. Huh. Odd kind of luck, though. Let's go with Xinyan. Party time. Especially since Hu Tao seems very lively. Nope. Seems I'm going to full pity. The bell? Why the bell? Okay, try again. If I didn't have the bell, I don't use it either. Okay, here we go. Who's it gonna be? Who will it be? Cross your fingers, that it will be Hu Tao. As Zhang Ling. And yes, Hu Tao. Very happy with that. Welcome to the party, Hu Tao. And another Widsith. And a Xingqiu. Okay, not quite as lucky as what I did before, but at least I have it now. So, I still probably should have some things to summon with. Thank you, Xinyan. Full Constellation, Shinshou, and Jiangling. Honestly, wasn't expecting to get them that far with this. So, can I get anything from the shop to boost my my purchases? If I get Ningguang from here, I'm not going to have enough to also get one of these. How many crystals do I have left? Not a whole lot. I could try to go after the lithics. What is my history here? Twelve, 18, 24. 30. So I'm at 30. It's probably going to end up being a waste if I do this here, but well, some of the items I get could be useful. Who knows? I might even get something a 5-star early. So I'm going to give it a try. Razor? Wasn't expecting you. That's for sure. And a Barbara. Huh. As well as a sacrificial bow, it looks like. What? How do I feel about topping up for now? I mean, I'm a limited spender too, so I think I should save it for other banners. Let's go. Oh, that's Razor's first constellation. Bringing out an elemental orb or particle increases Razor's damage by 10% for 8 seconds. Increases the level of Shining Miracles by 3. Not exactly stellar, is it? Of course, I could get more wishes here, if I really wanted to. How many could I get? 11? I kind of wanted to guarantee this, though. Question is, which one should be the second one I get? They all have crit damage and a base attack, but in different amounts. I definitely want this, since I wasn't able to get the other stuff. I could get that for a caster. Oh, hello. You were the Devastated? Welcome to the stream. Can I call you Ewerdla? Or maybe just Devastated. So I am going to get this, definitely, because I need that for Hutao. And as to the other one, well, I'm just one short of what I would need for another Ningguang. Well, I might wait. There's 26 days left on this. The shop before it refreshes. And of course, I don't have enough to level up Hutao anyway. So I'm not going to...
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh.
I can get her up to there to start. And then farm. Or even just... Oh, sorry.
Toodaloo.
But I definitely don't have the artifacts for her. How am I? I'm pretty good, and you? And just, I completed pulling for Hu Tao, and I did get her, although I almost exhausted all of my resources
Gonna be epic.
in order to get her. But I do have her
As
now.
per our contract.
I would just have to
Something's come up.
farm some resources for her. But before I do that, we have a new event to explore. The new expeditions. And how are you? You're good? That's good to hear. Everyone should be at least fine or good. Whatever they need to be in order to do their thing. Oh. Catherine has a quest for us. We've been waiting for our arrival. Have you been well, Catherine? Thank you for your concern. I'm fine. However, the guild is facing yet another emergency. Seems like, usual. In the past few days, the Adventurers Guild has received many eyewitness reports of geo-bishops. You mean outside of that one place where it tends to gather? Up till recently, the only known geo-bishop sightings were those recorded in ancient texts. No one knows why they are suddenly making an appearance now. I've fought it a couple times. They look quite similar to geo-bishop hatchlings, but they are very aggressive and possess far more destructive power. Oh, so they're not like the Primo one. During this time, many people are heading out to remote locations to sightsee and release lanterns. If they were to run into a geo-bishop, the consequences would be dire indeed. Yeah, most people would be killed by a geo-bishop. Unfortunately for us, many adventurers have now gone to see their families and friends. As such, we're currently experiencing severe shortage of staff. And we call for reinforcements from other branches. The situation on other branches is somewhat complicated. We've received some backup, but it's far from enough. Considering your excellent performance recently, I feel that you are the only sensible choice for solving this particular issue. What do you need me to do? Thank you for agreeing to help. First, we need you to follow the trail of the geo-bishops and ascertain their whereabouts. I'm sure that you're familiar with the Guild's expedition system. I've organized the leads we have regarding the geo-bishops into a similar format. Time is against us, so let's have a look. So here we have the different places for it. And we have one S rank, which has 2 Primo Gems and 40,000 Mora as its bonus. This A class has a talent material. This one has experience. And then the Bs, this one has Primo and Mora. This one has Primo and Enhancement Ore. This one has some weapon in Ascension material. And that one. And that one. And I'm guessing those change daily. So first, let's bring in people from the completed expeditions. I'm not exactly sure if you can use the same or if it even matters. Although it seems like the times for these are set. So the S rank takes 12 hours, A rank takes 10 hours, and B rank takes 8 hours. And it's always 2 or more people. It's true, I do have little viewers. In fact, right now it's just you, my friend. And I do hope for more. It's the same difficulty that a lot of people encounter when they start streaming. You have to be able to do it with little or no viewers, and hopefully people come as time goes by. And I do hope that my content appeals to people so that they will come in, and that I can appeal to them as a person and as a gamer. So let's see what we have here. I do try to go through things as much as I have to in order to explain them and how they work, as far as I can understand them. But as well, try to have fun. So since Amber is still on an expedition, I can't use her here, it seems. And let's see, it wants Pyro and Electro. So let's see what happens if we send Benny and Fischl. And that's 84. And I'll see if I can lower chance plus 16%. I don't have a D-Luke, so let's see what happens. Oh. It's across all my friends. So if I choose someone else's character like that, and that's 100%. So it automatically goes to that character. That's pretty good. We'll begin that investigation. And then A class. So this is Animo and Geo. I wonder if I can send... No, it doesn't look like Traveler is here, so I can't send him. So Animo, I can send him, and Geo, oh, it's already 100%. So what happens if I also... Nope, still 100%. What happens if I try to remove her, and then like that? Oh, I can do it like that too, and save one of my people. Geobishops and geoactions are very closely related, as such a comprehensive study of geobishop action behavior should be of great help in the movement. Go out and see how they live. So let's do it this way. Oh, I need one more. So since it's already 100%, I'm going to do it like that. This one is also Pyro and Electro. Caravans transporting high-value goods are currently on the move. As scheduled, if they were to encounter GeoBishop, they might incur great loss. Highly experienced adventurers are needed to defend these caravans and prevent incidents. We need a Pyro and an Electro. Let's get some support. Aha. What I'm seeing is that it sends the more repressive ones up to the top. So I could send Uri's Jiangling And that will be enough to be 100%. And I have one more that I can do. There was... I think I'll go for one of the weapon sentient material, but key differences between these expeditions and the normal one is that the guild has already conducted some preliminary investigations. If we act on the information we've already gathered, we should be able to dramatically improve the efficiency of our work. The guild will rank these expeditions based on the time required and the amount of risk involved. The higher the level, the greater the rewards. If we amass the intelligence gathered from these leads, I'm confident we will be able to pinpoint the whereabouts of the geofish. Then we take them out, I presume. Indeed, one other thing, we will update the available intelligence daily. In the meantime, I'll do all that I can to support you and your friends as you investigate. On that note, I shall leave the geofish investigation to you. Good luck. Ad Astra Abyscos. So, now, what I should do... I thought I heard someone say testing a moment ago, which I'm not sure. I should have. So let's go into here. I'm going to, even though I haven't leveled her up yet, give her the Black Cliff. I suppose she might also be able to use that, but energy recharge isn't that great, that big a deal for her. So I'm going to give her the Black Cliff pull, and I'm going to see what I need in order to... Oh, I can't see it right now, huh? Oh, I can go here. Needs the bubbles.
In adventuring as Ad Astra
Okay, so are the balls... Yeah. So this one is Electro, Animal, and Geo. But it's still 2. So let's send her. I'm at 70% right now. That's already 100%, but I still need one more. Well, it is 4, so I don't need to save anyone else. But on the other hand, I wonder... Yep. They get taken up with that. Lesson learned. I still have Kaching and Chonyun, I guess. Maybe I should send him for some... Oh, it's just 5,000 now. Okay, so... Wait, one... Oh, I guess even though it's not really completed, that's what it says, so that you can tell, you know, when you filled them all, even though it should be obvious from there. And then whatever characters you use here, you can't use elsewhere. So I could recall them, but then that kind of spoils it. And obviously they haven't changed the duration. Let's actually try it. Try recalling them. Although I've already set up these expeditions. Alright, so those are set. I do need more materials for Hotel. And now I can know what she actually uses.
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.
Of course, she needs that. So speaking of Geofisher, guess what we're going to go fight first? Oh, my resin is still refreshing too. Let's knock out dailies first. Yeah, track them. I'll start using Hotel when I can level her up at least to 60. That way she's useful at this AR and world level. Needing. We're playing a game. Meng is the captain, Faye is the first mate, and I'm a rich merchant. All we're missing is the pirate. Supposed to come and rob us. You can be the pirate if you want to play with me. I've tried this one. Let's see what happens if we do. I want to be the good guys. Just a game. Don't worry. I know you're a good person in real life. Okay, come and let us know when you're ready. So we still agree to do it. Ready. We're starting. Do you have to start? With us, ye, I be here to rob ye. In broad light? Broad daylight? Good luck. The Milliketh men are right there watching. Lulu, come quickly. We must escape. Hello, Mr. Pirate. What are you here to rob? Let's try this one this time. Even though we know it's just a game, we still need to be careful. The Milliketh men are all looking at us now. But I don't have many more. Daddy says that on a boat, the most valuable thing is the merchant's goods. Oh, so you still end up in the same place. Why don't you go and find some valuable things to use in the game? And we'll have goods to try and steal. Lotus heads will do. We three love eating lotus heads. If you're being a naughty pirate, the naughtiest thing you could do is steal our favorite food. And of course I have some. Paimon has a feeling this kid is subtly mocking us. Not so subtly. That's one of the easier commissions, I have to say. I tried to go for a lozenge and went for another thing.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
I'm always your deckhand.
Lozenge.
To the sea.
Nothing unusual here. Before I do that, it just occurred to me that I can do something else to help me out. So, once you start doing the bounties and requests, you also get access to the enriched ore, or if not, then you automatically do at this world level, which is world level 5. Although honestly, I can't speak to world level 4 because I've never been on it. But having him mark these means that when I get close, I can of course take them, and these are useful resources which can be used, among other things, to make condensed resin. And enhancement ores, but you can do that normally with normal crystals, so why would you want to use the special ones that are more rare? Condensed resin.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Of course, I can still go after ley lines for books and stuff, but it's not going to be as effective. Was horse still in here? Right, here we go. Oh no, it's doing the thing where it takes longer for
Incoming! Hey!
longer for me to aim.
Adventure time. Off we go.
I'm gonna take care of you first.
Let's light it up. Yeah.
It wasn't quite fast enough.
Incoming!
I like Kachin because she is fast. You guys, huh? You're kidding me.
We're way behind schedule.
Get out of here. Take cover.
I still like Benny.
Off we go.
Steady as stone.
Yeah. Let's light it up.
Incoming!
Huh, I was wondering if he'd had the chance to counter. Not anymore, obviously. And it's 2 daily commissions down. I guess afterwards I could go after him. I do need to farm more artifacts as well. But I'm gonna come back this way to do that. What? Well, these guys. Aha!
Get out of here!
Why did he turn around and face that guy? I don't know why I don't always suspect whenever the music comes up and I don't see anyone that it's one of the dangerous slimes. That should always be my first assumption. Always looking for people's badges. Oops. Okay, got those. Pretty annoying it's out over water.
Don't blink! Hey! Leave it all to me.
A little bit too fast on my rotations. Let's get in front. Come on, change. In your butt.
Don't blink! I must leave no stone unturned.
Why is it doing that noise? There we go. Might be time to heal everyone up. Crazy, right? And since I'm not here, so the one thing that's unfortunate about the GeoBishop is how random
Light it up!
its rewards always are. You can never tell exactly what you're going to get with them, So it will be something good. You don't necessarily know whether or not it's something that you'll need at that moment. Did I kill ducks by accident? Oh, I forgot Mona wasn't in my slot 3. It's kitchen.
I'll catch up.
Oh, these guys are here for you? I thought they were part of the
Incoming. Hey!
mission. Boom. And Kichin's so fast, she actually juggles smaller enemies all on her own. And I used a bunch of mass, raising everyone's levels to 60 and 70. So I may as well refill. Hey, Chief, you gonna come down here?
Speed of light. Cut to the chase.
You actually hit back. Definitely better doing it that way. I'm gonna aggro that Geofish out too. Or not. But I'm still gonna fight it. Any moment now it should leap at me. There we go. No, I wasn't quite out of the circle.
Don't blink.
Wasn't expecting her to do that
No
exactly.
stone unturned. Cut to the chase.
Which one was the immune one?
Someone needs assistance. Don't blink.
I did get it off. I thought it got blocked or interrupted. Oh, this is the immune one.
Incoming.
Not completely immune, obviously. Alright. I was trying to see if I could avoid aggroing him.
Get out of here!
I must leave no stone unturned.
That's it. I don't know exactly why I always pick up those, but I do. I pick up everything that I see. So let's see which variety of geofish up we have at this one. Ah, use Electro. If I wanted to, I could probably go full Pyro. But I don't generally want to do just one. And I forget the immunities.
Oh yeah, rock on!
You seriously going... Telemarketer. Ignore. Actually, what I should do...
Chivalry will never die.
I'll bring in him.
Next on the
That
agenda.
burst before it had an opportunity.
Come on, focus. All hail.
Oh,
I must leave no
just in
stone
time.
unturned.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
That triggered Vaporize.
Born of ice and frost.
Let's light it up!
Come on.
Leave it up to me.
Almost missed it. Right before he hit me, too.
Time to act. Let me weave you a verse. Time to act. Rain, outline.
Leave it up to me.
This time that could definitely be bad.
As a dutiful maid would. Someone needs assistance. I must leave no stone unturned.
How long does this sword last? Ah, they were off.
Access denied.
Rain outlines your fate.
He's barely doing any damage at all.
That's gonna hurt in the morning. Why do they never miss? Off we go. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up.
No touching.
Going from inside the zone. Not quite enough, but we got there. So what did I get? 3 of those and those. Now there's possibilities, but it's only 2-step. Not really what I'm after. Uh, did I send her from the last time? Yeah. So I shouldn't have to go after hers for a while, but I do have to go after the Pyroregis vine.
Wow! Where did that come from?
Should I switch it over? Apart from Bennett, that's pretty much my standard. And since I'm already over here, yeah, and I know I diverted from what I was going to do originally, but I do have to do this. I'm surprised one of them isn't spinning. Ah, there we go.
Let's light it up!
Next on the agenda.
Almost got it. Got it. I honestly don't know anymore which ones I need those for, but may as well.
Steady as stone.
Off we go! Let's light it up! Yeah!
Okay, and then the Sisson Mage here. I actually hit her in the head. Another reason to like Ganyu is that
Over here!
if you get her right, you also get her Sisson with the AoE. But now there's more spread out. I can't get them that way.
Just once.
And as though to screw you up, sometimes, not all the time, mind you, the Sisson are independent of her after she dies. Which means that you might knock out the mage, but still have to deal with her summons after. Again, they went around the wrong way. Or went completely around him. Eat the whopper flower stuff. Hello. I missed. Make sure I don't miss on subsequent times. Okay.
I
I've
trust you.
always liked Beto on the team. And let's go say hi.
For Rex Lapis!
Power that ended Python! Witness the power of Fuwa!
And then I've completely wasted those. How did I miss?
Born of ice and frost.
Back off!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Nope.
Body and mind.
That doesn't know. I keep on forgetting who I slotted to. Huh. I didn't expect that it would be in a completely different place.
Rain outlines your fate.
Oh.
No, my sword! Rain cutter!
Well, that's supposed to do something, right?
Back at ya!
Oh, that definitely did a lot. And what did I get this time? First the Pyro stuff and the Berserker Feather. Again, 2-stat. Let's go back to daily commissions for a bit, as I still have some.
Could be epic.
Let's go. Time is against us. It's so nice to de-stress.
Let's actually pop down here to get the ore. Some of these can be tricky. I found one that was underground that I hadn't seen before. I may as well heal them after all. And check at this time how many I need. I have 19. I am going to need 11, I think. That's more than I'd like to use the locator stuff for. The eggs aren't back. This one is definitely under. I just have to look for the entryway. There's something in here. Probably chests and stuff that I already took. Oh, I better get into cover. I actually got that without really aiming for it. But I guess that's my reflex now.
Access denied.
Not this pain in the butt spinny thing.
No touching. Steady as stone.
This one doesn't move. Down another level or what?
Off we go.
I forget. Another target. I don't like how you can get stuck so easily like that. Who's running?
I'll be fine.
Killjoy, we've only just begun.
Yeah. Off we go.
I miscalculated.
Let's light it up. Don't blink. Hey.
Counterattack.
I like the animations on her attacks. It's a lot more varied than the others.
Let's light it up.
Right over her head. Okay, I came here for the ore. Where is it? How do I get to it? Can I even get to it from this side of things? Hey, that looks suspect. That's not a way into where I was trying to get. I've gone all the way around to the road. What the heck? Two things. There's really no point in fighting them without the mage. But they'll kind of follow me too.
Access denied.
I wish she would hit more often. Come on, swing.
Off we go. Yeah. Yeah. Adventure time. Off we go.
Hey guys, you want to be the one to heal me?
Access denied.
Should replace my...
Why does it take so long for him to reload like that?
The hunter becomes...
Didn't mean to do that either. Let's get back on track. I'll get one at least. I forgot to check for flowers at the top of this. Kind of looks familiar. Who's this? Hmm. I don't know why it censors what it does. Oh, wait. Where are the orbs? They should be somewhere around here, yeah? Are they just not appearing, or are they down somewhere? What the heck? Probably down one.
Speed of light. With sword comes shadow.
Let's light it up!
Speed of light.
I keep forgetting I don't have my full team.
Why do they never miss?
Wrong test subject.
Let's light it up! Don't blink!
Oh, down here, aren't they? Are they? Ah. They're using the plunging attack to do it. That's barely doing anything. Next one. Oh, that's for the under one. I get it. We may better switch to okay. When did they get there ahead of me? This place still looks... Okay, it's not completely cleared out.
Rain outlines your face.
I forget if there's any more in here. Looks like only some of these regen. And that's the one I didn't get. I'm assuming when you played enough, you know where all the deposits and stuff are anyway. Where'd you go? I do kind of wish that you could do story stuff with other people too.
I'll catch up.
And wants to beat on this thing.
I'll catch up.
I can't switch. Oh wait, I was in that character. Is that Corlapis? Yep. Whoops. Targeting. Gonna do the board tree exchange with someone else? I don't think so. Let's do a domain instead.
Whenever you need me,
This
I'll
one.
be there.
Let's just go for it. And let's bring in Ganyu. And they've got Shinsho covered. Where's my mana? Alright. If we do good, I want to repeat.
Rain cutter.
This is long overdue. Shadows of fate. Yeah, access denied.
Written in the stars. Rain cutter.
I'm definitely being carried. Good.
This is long overdue. No touching. Shadows of fate. Ha!
Submit for judgment.
Written in the stars. Let me weave you a verse.
Born of ice and frost.
I don't have a melee with me, so
A touch of frost.
Shadows of fate.
good idea to focus one guy first.
All hail.
Let me weave you a
Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you.
Submit for judgment.
Ooh, he has Wolf's Gravestone. Nice. I get defense.
Born of ice and frost. Shadows of fate.
From whence you came.
Born of ice and frost.
Trying to wait for the big guys to show up.
I can fix this.
Oh,
Decided by destiny.
Let me weave you a verse.
A touch of frost.
Shadows of fate.
for judgment.
For Rex Rapid! No touch! Delves into destiny.
One thing, I don't have a healer.
Next on the agenda.
But
Delves into destiny. Written in the stars.
Submit for judgment.
No touching. Delves into destiny.
oh no, you don't.
A touch of frost.
Maybe I should use my condensed resin for this? I don't know. Yeah. Why are all my artifacts trash?
No touching.
Let me weave you a verse.
Spirit blade.
Born of ice and frost.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Fate is upon you.
A touch of frost.
Rank
Level
cutter.
90 things are definitely no joke.
For Rex Rapid. Delves into destiny.
Spirit blade. Attack.
No touching. Written in the
From
stars.
whence you came.
Rex Lapis.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Shadows of fate. Fate is upon you.
Well, guess it's a good thing I'm out of resin after this. Can I add him as a friend from here? Yep. One messed up thing is you always have to leave your own world first to be able to proceed with other stuff. In co-op, people can help you with things like domains and commissions, but they can't help you with story stuff. One way I can understand why this is, like, you wouldn't want things getting too confusing or complicated, and to all intents and purposes, story-wise, you are the traveler. You're either Lumine or you're Ether. And if you have more than one of those people in the story, then who knows what that does to the script. So, of course, it's going to, the game is going to do its best to make sure that things are done in as straightforward a manner as it can be done. But then you've got all the other stuff that happens. But anytime you're doing story, right, it forces you into the traveler. No matter if he or she is in your party, you'll always just be switched into it. So most people, I think, don't run Traveler. But you kind of don't have choice. I'm going to bet that this is the same as ever. I'm going to switch to Ganyu. As a Chillin, part Chillin, she is closest to be able to understand Hilichurls and other creatures. I don't think you can mess up the approach here. So this is the greeting. And then we hit E. The complement, I think. And then the last one is E data.
Next on the agenda.
I didn't have to look at the sheet because this happens so often. I would like to see more progress along this line. It would be interesting to see whether or not you can actually get to a point where you're on friendlier terms with some of the Hilichurl tribes. Not all of them, since you would probably still want to force you can fight against and get all the material and that kind of thing. But some of them, if you could be friendlier with them and maybe get gifts from them periodically, I think that would contribute to a sense of progress as well.
Add Astra at
And any sense of progress is going to make players feel good. So let's see. I need whopper flower stuff, but I can farm those at any time. We're approaching, or we're at 2 hours. We could do some other stuff. Oh, that's right. I haven't done Dying Slave yet. And it's a world press. This is D-Lake. This, I believe, is Jean-Louis. Can you? I mean, I could do just about anything.
Mondstadt welcomes you.
This one looks like it could be fun.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter?
I'm looking for a stranger with an eye
A
patch.
stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. So I decided to keep an eye on him for a while.
Can you try to talk to him?
I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air.
Amber?
As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious, unusual-looking person.
As that's something that you would describe us as, isn't it?
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell her, no?
Yeah, I don't want her to overreact.
Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried tailing him. He might have said something to Wagner. You should go ask him. Maybe he has more news about our stranger.
So now we need to talk to Wagner, which I guess is why he was marked as busy, but he's in the same place as usual.
What? You need something?
I'm looking for a stranger with an eye patch.
I remember him. He showed up a few days ago asking to buy a bunch of forging materials. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel's Share. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel's Share? Well, Master Diluc probably has his eye on that stranger too then. Anyway, let's go to the Angel's Share and have a look.
If Diluc is watching him, then I don't think we have much to worry about as concerns him.
Jewels from Liyue. Come take a look.
Diluc is usually pretty cautious. But he gets very heated when Mondstadt is at stake. You would never allow someone dangerous to be around. And my game's frozen. Hopefully it will recover. Ah. Six-fingered Jose is here. And Quinn and Jack and Cyrus.
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Another day, another lack of alcoholic options.
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye patch around here by any chance?
That I have. He comes here every night. Just a drink, though. Doesn't order anything else.
That an issue?
He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders them.
Interesting. He ordered materials from Ragnar.
I don't
Rather
know
than
anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master D-Luke's opinion?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
So what's your opinion?
Investigating everything as always. Guess that's D-Luke for you.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. So he should be here today, too. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second.
Will do.
Even if you are a close friend,
Come, my friend. Why an
I need
adventure?
to learn to handle my booze better.
I see it by the railing. I'm guessing it means one of these.
Even if you are a close friend, I need to learn to handle my booze better.
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
He's really here? Let's go downstairs and have a look.
You already want to pounce?
My friend. Why an adventure?
Even if you are a close friend, I need to learn to handle my booze better.
Let's be polite and not sit just yet.
Come, my friend. Why an adventure?
Hi, I'm an adventurer with the guild. How do you do? I'm an honorary knight of Favonius.
He's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
I am a traveler, and that's not really an eye patch, more of a hazmat.
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling?
I'm looking for my lost relative. He's got interesting
Well,
pupils.
That's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken the ice. What a weird guy.
I hear one to judge.
That little one beside you.
Emergency food are my best friend.
Uh-huh. We're the best of friends.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me?
I was hoping to invite you on an adventure.
Sure.
That's it?
He was so cold just a moment before. Hyman's got a bad feeling about this.
Join the club, but let's see what he does.
But I will require advance payment.
Oh? How much?
500 mora, and 3 answered questions.
I'll do the best I
The
can.
500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment.
I'm surprised. I usually get more.
That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Well, let's see what happens.
Ah, thank you. Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now.
Do I need to answer them all correctly?
The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude.
I see.
I only
He's
wish to
trusting
know
her
what your
correctly.
choices are. You need only answer.
Alright then.
Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis?
You already know about Venti.
I know everything that I should.
I see.
Well, answer the question.
The unity of the people. Well, everyone was. But I can't say that it's all Venti or all me, though.
Is that your answer? I see.
Although, we're not technically part of Mondstadt.
Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts, of which the stipulations are still unknown.
You really are well informed.
Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity?
Everyone in the harbor. The Adepti and the Chisin.
So that's your answer? I see. Now for my final question. This world has people who gained visions and those who did not. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods?
More importance? I don't know. They can both weigh in. Perhaps none.
So, this is your answer then? I understand.
Interesting that you could speak without moving your mouth.
As I thought. You really are similar to her.
For who?
I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. As we agreed, you may now commission me. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss.
I've done some of that in the past.
Ugh. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order spreads chaos in this world.
Sounds like you have no love lost for them.
I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail of an Abyss Herald.
What's an Abyss Herald?
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss Mages.
And to think of it, since the Storm Terror incident ended, we haven't been able to track them.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too!
You're the one who talked about getting a duplicate Delik. Oh. Oh, yeah, welcome back, Agent. And so they've told you that you're not like her, whatever that is. So you chose some different options than I did. I went for everyone in Mondstadt and then everyone in Liyue and then no one. But I suppose if you say that you were responsible or that the Chising, so it does change what the answer is. That's interesting. It would be, I wonder what all the choices are and what all the answers are. It'd be interesting to find that out. Since that stream, I did end up pulling on Kachin's banner, and I got 2 of her, so she's at Constellation 1 for me. I was lucky then, not so lucky when it came to Hu Tao, although I did end up with 1 of her. Let's see.
We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
That's not true. We've been fighting them all over. But only because they're a standard type mob.
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid.
I guess canonically, after you leave Mondstadt, you encounter more of the treasure hunters and the Fatui than anyone else.
It's possible that they may have been under orders to redirect your path.
That would be interesting. But I wonder whose orders. So you chose me, the Adepti, and without visions. So I wonder what the answer would have been, his response, if you chose Venti, the Chising, and those with visions. Because between those you have 3 completely different sequences of responses. But then again, since you've essentially got 9 different replies, you've got that many different combinations. And take a little bit of algebra to calculate exactly how many different types of responses there are, and it's not guaranteed that every single one of them would produce a different response. Still, I wonder if that alters the overall flow of things. If your choices change Dineslave's understanding of who you are, does he respond in different ways and act differently? It'd be interesting to know that.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something.
They won't defeat me or I'll defeat them. It amounts to basically the same thing. It's things like this, choices that sound the same, but the way you phrase them could be important. Like, they won't defeat me could end up being something else, too.
Uh-huh. We're super duper strong.
That manner, it's just like hers.
So, he's definitely interested in Paimon.
Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon.
Oh, we cleared that out near the beginning.
Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered there.
I don't really have a preference for someone who's like Paimon, would even look like her and act like her. You know the resemblance she has to the unknown god. Likely the Hersher of the End from Honkai Impact III, but she doesn't act. They don't act alike. You know, their hair is kind of similar. Paimon has the black star beret, but they act completely different and their eyes are different. Not to mention, you know, proportions. You think I'll defeat them sounds like a heroic way, while they won't defeat sounds like a selfish way. It's kind of how when you phrase something in very specific ways, it can be taken in those different ways as well. So, take for example what became the golden rule of Christianity. Love your neighbor as yourself, that thing. So, that's a positive phrase. However, there was also another way of phrasing it. So, in the Babylonian era, combat, who am I fighting? Is there a Dendro slime? Ah.
Get out of here! Take cover!
In the Babylonian era, there were two schools, Hillel and Shammai. And you have the old story of a non-Jew going up to them both and asking to be taught the lessons of the Torah, the Hebrew Bible, while standing on one foot. Have I tried the new event? Yes, I have. I've placed on the expeditions. I've gotten that far, and now I have to wait. So this has 6 days, 9 hours left. Hopefully you can get everything that you need out of it. And now I have to wait for the results from that. But in any case, to continue the story, when this person went up to Shammai, Shammai chased him out while shaking a ruler in his hand. As if to say, it's impossible to teach just standing on one rule. And when the guy went to Hillel, Hillel basically just said, do not do unto others what you would not have done to yourself. And this is basically a it sounds like a negatively phrased version of love your neighbor as yourself. But the reason they say that Hillel phrased it that way was just in case the person you're talking to does not love themselves, which is pretty tragic in itself. But it also accounts for a different group of people, those who may not like themselves at some level. So it's to say, don't do what you wouldn't want done to you. Treat others like you would want to be treated, the same sort of thing. It says the same thing as love your neighbor as yourself, but in a slightly different way. So it can mean a slightly different thing, but at the same time get at the same kind of meaning. So there are subtle differences there, and hopefully they would help to generate more understanding. And I forgot, Hillel ended up by saying, basically after he put his other foot down, the rest of the Torah is basically commentary and examples. Now go and study. So the guy had to go and study after basically trying to pull a prank that was countered. So you never know with some of these people. But both Hillel and Shammai were very smart people, which is why they were community leaders as well.
This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the abyss. The falcon of the west. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does not but hover under the light of the gods.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's nothing. Let's head inside.
Time Slave sure seems to know more than he lets on. I know him from seeing one of the content previews, which didn't really say all that much. The rewards for going in are kind of lacking, but overall, you have better rewards from completing the actual quest. The abyssal traces have led you back here. Will the Abyss Herald rear its head and let you witness its transformation brought upon by the Abyssal Gospel? I'll go in with my standard party. I think I made her level 60, Ching. And she's C1 with the black sword, so she's not exactly going to be a standard build. Besides that, I have trash artifacts all around, but they're still better than nothing. So level 60 and ascended, so I could make her 70 if I have enough things. I have the black sword, also level 60. I just need a few things to be able to ascend that again. And I have an electro damage bonus Scholar's Ink Cup. My flower is Gladiator's Nostalgia, a trash one. Berserker's Indigo Feather with attack and crit rate, although her crit rate isn't that high either. Gladiator's Longing with attack, that one we saw before, and Scholar's Lens with attack percent and flat attack. That was, at the time, the best I could do for her. And unfortunately, the artifacts I've gotten since aren't that much better. And in fact, I've gotten...
The scent of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
Okay, I was waiting for the dialogue to end. Hello, Shippy Sleep. Welcome. You're on the Twitch, so you and Adrian won't be able to see each other's chats since Adrian is on YouTube and you're on Twitch, but I'll be able to talk to both of you as I'm streaming. Adrian says he has the 5-star Krila Favonia level 80 on Kaching. It's probably pretty powerful. I've heard that Kaching's one of her best weapons is the Lion Roar. I do have that, but I haven't actually worked on that at all. Let's see if I can... No, that's the flute. Lion's Roar is here. It has attack and base attack. Bane of Fire and Thunder increases damage against opponents affected by Pyro or Electro, dependent on the refinement level. So, obviously, the reason why this would be good for her is because of that elemental damage buff. You can go to Twitch to make it easier. You can if you want. It doesn't really affect all that much unless you want to talk directly to each other, which of course you can if you'd like. So feel free to do that if you would like to. I'll still continue to restream on both. Is this the same? Oh, it is the same dungeon, so that does make sense. I'm going to try not to miss any of the chests or items or anything like that. Sheppy saw the picture was a Gundam on and had to click. Yeah. I do have some customs and reviews, mostly on my YouTube. The model would be one of my personal units, the Sonata Scherzo, which I made from mixing the 000, which is my favorite of the Gundam, and I just stepped back right on time. And the Kamiki burning with some 1.5 Gundam double the GN drives mixed in. Huh. I wonder what this could do. I was not expecting you. Oh. Yeah, most of my VODs are over on YouTube if you want to check those out. I also have some of them on my Twitch that you can check out, mostly for my VTuber custom Plamo project. Is there a way to track down time trial challenges? I'm not sure, unless there's probably a wiki that collects them all that you could check out. Unfortunately, the best tracker that we have is the Adventurer's Handbook, right? And that does point to domains that you've opened up and explored. But those aren't really... Not all of those are trials. Or time trials. Although they are timed, right? Is that what you mean by time trials, though?
We're way behind schedule.
And, but none of them show up until you've explored them first, which means that you have to go all over the map, which you're encouraged to do anyway, because there's all kinds of things that you can pick up. That's a bit different.
No touching.
Yikes. It can shoot me the same way I can shoot it. See if we can thin this out. The funny thing is, if you want to call it that about Gundam, I hadn't been into it all that much until much more recently. And the challenges that are glowing red. Oh, those ones! I think they don't even really appear on the map, do they? Hang on, I'll get your question once I... Too bad they don't drop. Unfortunately, the red challenges, I think you can only start to do when you're close to where they are. I've never been able to see them on the map unless they were part of some event. Let's break this stone. That worked. And as to my rank, I am AR45, which means that I am also... My world level is 5. The way that I've been playing this game, I've been trying to prepare for the upper ranks before I ascend. But in practice that hasn't worked out, mostly because I've been ascending for the sake of getting better stuff in events. So the last time I ascended was during the pure hemostasis event, to try and get to the experience books and stuff like that. You know, the better rewards in order to proceed further. But of course, I couldn't handle it as well as I wanted to, but I still got a better score. So at that time, I went from AR-25 to AR... Whoop. Oh, I triggered them anyway. I went from AR-25 to AR-35 because I just had that much experience built up. And then this time I did it for the experience books from the ley lines. I don't want to get blown off here. That's cheating. So I went from AR-35... No, I went from, yeah, AR-35 to AR-45 this time as well.
Everybody stand back. Speed of light. Hey.
Where'd the other one go?
I'll be fine.
Oh, there it went. Is bad because it just sets difficulty, not rewards. I'm pretty sure the frequency of the drops also changes. So you might be able to get oops, better drops from different things, although it also, you know, it seems pretty random, unfortunately, so you can never actually tell. Is these close quarters going to help me or hinder me?
I can fix this.
Seems like a hindrance. I need to charge up his heal. Not coming after me?
Leave it all to me.
What the? You've got to be kidding me. What if I go back in here? Oh, there you are.
We're way behind schedule.
Oh, I got his shield down.
Don't blink.
Oh. Nope, not me. That was a bit unexpected the way that went.
Mages? Seems like that herald might have already left.
Could you tell me more about the Abyss Order?
The Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundations. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, was unable to resist its corrosive powers.
That and he had already been in a tough space, mentally at the time.
And the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
Interesting. How do you know all this?
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dame.
The nicknamer is back.
Well, we do have some history.
Well, we're here if you want to talk about it.
I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom.
Why Rovenden? The Wolfberries?
Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the territory of that old wolf.
You sound like you're
Perhaps we may
familiar.
find our Abyss Herald there.
Interesting that they decided to bring back an old domain run this way. This was the one that we did with Amber originally. Yeah. How come I had to get that close to it? And it's dinner time, so Sheppy Sleep is gonna head out. Hope the rest of the stream goes well, though. Thanks, Sheppy Sleep. Enjoy your dinner and have fun. You're always welcome to join back up, and of course, you can drop me follows if you like as well, to help you track down whenever I go live, because I don't have a set schedule as yet. No, related to work shifts and that kind of thing. But enjoy dinner and have fun. That is the most important thing. So, enjoy and see you another time. I have to go to Woven. I'll probably have dinner myself fairly shortly soon. Let's see. Where does it want me to go in Wolvendom?
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
We didn't have the navigation. He literally wants me to go to where the fight is, where Andres is. Even I do those from the weekly bosses. I generally haven't gotten good artifacts from them, but I am getting the talent up material as well, which should help in the long run. I need to slowly but surely improve the characters who I am, which is also why I haven't been working on Utao just yet. She's not. I don't have the resources to bring her to level 60 yet, but I am working on it. Am I gonna be able to climb that? That doesn't seem like it could be very helpful.
Incoming.
Yeah, I slipped right back down. One of the major reasons to have kitchen in the traveling party, and sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to. I should get over to this side, but I don't get locked. That should work. Also, of course, I need to get better artifacts for Hu Tao, just like everyone else. Because otherwise, she won't be able to deliver the sort of damage that you see other streamers do. So, it's been shown by some, like X-Lice, that you don't need the Staff of Homa to do the to do some pretty big damage. It is the best weapon for her, but you could use alternates. If you were lucky enough to get the Lithic Spear, you can use that. It's certainly an option. If you don't have that, you could use Dragon's Bane if you do that. You could use the Phoenix Lance is probably one of the bottom picks, but still fairly okay. You have the top 2 4-star choices that are also around are probably Deathmatch.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
Deathmatch, which comes from the Battle Pass, and the Black Cliff. But for the Battle Pass, of course, you would have to pay to unlock the second tier here to get that. Fortunately for the Black Cliff, they're currently in the shop. So as long as you've drawn enough that you have 25 of this, you could get a Black Cliff Pole and use that for Hu Tao. It's pretty workable. I'm currently waiting to see what else I can get. This is a pretty good series of weapons. Is the Crescent Pike good for Hu Tao? I think that it is. It's not one of the top items for her, but it's still pretty workable. Let's see. I think I have it equipped to someone. Or maybe not. I have at least one here. So it's physical damage and base attack. And then after picking up the elemental orb, normal and charged attacks deal additional damage equal to 20% of attack. It might not be actually that good for her because a lot of her damage is pyro damage, so the physical damage bonus doesn't really contribute to that. And then the damage equal to 20% attack, maybe if you build her that way, which you certainly can do, but most people are building her for HP because, like, the max HP, because her damage scales according to HP. The lower her HP, the more damage she does, because that gets transferred into attack. If you don't have anything else, certainly you could use the Crescent Pike, but you also have a variety of other things that you could have. Pavonius Lance, for example, even though energy recharge isn't strictly necessary for her, you still have a result from crit hits, and crit is pretty important to her. But that's for energy recharge, so it's still not one of the best things for her. Let's see, do I have anything else I could point to besides the Black Cliff Pole? Because this has crit damage and attack, but it does also buff attack after someone is defeated. But it's still pretty good for her. This is a Favonius Lance to level 50, but still refinement 1. This is a Dragon Spine Spear, so it also has physical damage. And then it drops things occasionally. Adrian has 3 4-star polearms, Dragon Spine at level 20, Favonius Lance at level 40, Crescent Spike is level 80. Did you level that up during the Dragon Spine event, maybe? Although it also depends who you gave it to. I'm guessing if you have him, you might have given that to Zhongli. It's also probably a good weapon for Zhao, even though it's not his best. That would be the Jade Winged. But as you can see, I don't have the Jade Winged. I guess there's also this one. There's slightly larger energy recharge and base attack than on something like the Favonius Lance. This one isn't leveled up though. And it increases crit rate, but it's from the gacha, so not everyone is going to have this. If I was to suggest a free-to-play thing, that's also from the gacha, I think. The Favonius Lance. You could go with the Crescent Pike if you really needed to, but there are other options as well that you might consider. Do I have any 3 stars that would work? This has 2 attacks, but that's for an attack-heavy build. Black Tassel uses damage against slimes. And it has an HP stat. Refinement, but that's only slimes. You would want something probably more versatile. Here's White Tassel. It also has crit rate and base attack, and then increases normal attack damage by 48% at Refinement 5. So that might work. And White Tassel, also from the gacha, but since it's a 3-star, it would be much more common. I might recommend a different pike. What was the other one that you can make? Probably the best bet of a free-to-play. Only reason the Crescent's pike is level 80 is because he wants to give it to Hu Tao, who's currently the only Plarn with an easy way to send it. Yeah, you'd probably want to balance that against considerations of how useful it is. Hu Tao released on your birthday. Well, happy belated birthday. You didn't get her with the 22 saved and Defying Fates as a free-to-play player. And that's the trouble when it happens. Hopefully, though, before her banner goes away, you can have enough Fates and Primos earned up again to be able to try again. It can certainly take a long time, and you could try different ritual-type things to try to boost your luck. I'm wearing a red shirt just because it's lucky within Chinese culture. And I launched about 12 of my jack-o'-lanterns to try to improve my luck. It kind of worked since I ended up having her anyway. But in other ways, I could have drawn her earlier. If you've drawn enough to get it, I would still recommend the Blackcliff pull. Because you only need that currency which you get from drawing, and you only need 25 of them, but if you don't have them saved up, and you're free to play, it's going to be hard to earn back in time. You have to do as many quests as you can. During Primos, you'd have to farm it from things like chests, and that'd take a really long time. What you did get was the Rust Bow and a Chongyun, which completed its constellation. Congratulations on getting a completed Chongyun C6. That's pretty awesome. And as for Rust, it is a very good DPS weapon. And this one I haven't touched in a while, but Fischl is ready with it at any time. It's also a good one for Tartaglia, I think, because it has big attack and it boosts. So that is a pretty good weapon. And Chongyun is excellent cryo support. What I have on Ganyu is the bounty weapon from the battle pass. And what I like about it, besides the crit rate, is that there's a chance it'll create a cyclone of its own. The little wind thing that pops up sometimes when I'm fighting. That's what it's from. So it can be pretty handy for crowd control, because of course it sucks the enemies in, and it also does some damage. But of course you're free to play, so you don't have access to that kind of thing. But maybe, hopefully, MiHoYo will give something that's similar, a version that free-to-play players can get. Because they gave some pretty good weapons, I have to say. During Dragon's Fine, you have this one, and you have this one, and you also have a catalyst I was never able to make because I don't have a what's it called? The prototype. How did Chongyun beat the Traveler to completing the constellation? Probably because the biggest way to complete the constellation for the Traveler is by completing the story quests, and also by getting these things, which you can trade to the jewelry exchanger in Leeway for the constellation pieces. My Chongyun probably isn't very advanced. I have completed constellations for Xingqiu and Zhengling because I just got them today. But I haven't built my Chongyun at all because I haven't used his support. But he is good for it if you can make his builds. But I've been focusing more on the characters with bigger DPS for theirs on their own. I should really give her something different, something with more damage. But I've been working basically on them, and of course when I got Diona and Xinyan, I started to work on them. I did work on Zhao and got him to 60, but given the artifacts that I have for him, he's extremely fragile, so I don't use him that much. And Ningguang, since I got a constellation for him. But I want to bring these guys up as my main party. Zhongyun is good once you have C1 and higher. I was hoping to actually get some of him during the banner. So it's really curious I didn't get him at all because lots of other people did. In your opinion, C1 and C6 are Chongyun's best constellations. That's quite possible. In a lot of different characters, they have different types of constellations. There are some which increase their power incrementally, some of them more, and some of them are very, very slight. Like Barbara's constellations don't do a whole lot for her. But someone like Bennett is crazy. The more constellations you give him. And similar, I've seen how crazy a C6 Ganyu can be.
Enough procrastinating. Let's go.
But of course with Bennett you have the pitfall of if you were to C6 him, his ult turns all damage into pyro damage. Which isn't good if you have the different artifacts boosting the different types of damage, or you want certain elemental reactions. So that's certainly the type of trap you want to watch out for when you're raising the character's constellations, but that's in the case with Chongyun. With Chongyun, it's his E, his elemental skill, that turns damage into different elements. But that's something that he has by default anyway. Well, that's certainly some Abyss energy on here.
Lord of Wolvendom, great Wolf King of the North.
That's Andreas' other name.
Sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only.
You're familiar.
No, nor does it know me.
So you know him by reputation.
I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story.
Anything you want to tell us about your traveling companion?
All right, let's go see if that Abyss Herald has stopped by here.
Right.
Well, where do we begin? Are you standing here because of these strange bonfires, Zane?
Indeed. See that? Floating above the flames? It's an abyssal spell.
Well, those are canonically visible. Unless only certain people can see them.
Knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar marks behind elsewhere. Let's have a look nearby.
Time to investigate. Look for clues related to the base order in Wolvendom. Does it have an elemental? Nope. No signature. And no trail to follow. But my mini-map is giving me circles. Yeah, there's quite a few of those down there. I don't know if the marker I'm supposed to get is down or up. Oh, there's one of those time trials. That, was it you who were asking me about it? Though, you may have completed it in your world already. So, it's somewhere here. In Dawn Winery.
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kinda scary.
Yeah,
Let's
they're
beat 'em up
dismissive.
first.
They're scary. Let's go beat them up.
Nowhere to hide. Incoming. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Whoa, that's a lot of these things. I wasn't expecting that. I need to heal up down you. Slow and steady.
Stone unturned.
They're not dropping anything. Where are they pointed?
Blaze over.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Joke's on you. I have shield. And now you don't.
Speed of light.
Oh no, you don't.
Whew, that's dead. Let's go check out that bonfire.
For a second, I thought she said that's dead.
Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the Abyss.
Looks like they might be setting up for some sort of ritual. I'm just gonna go through these guys. Maybe they'll drop something. Electro Ka-ching, in my opinion, is the best option.
Access denied.
Speed of light.
I just like her how fast she is in when you time things right. Her attacks and Bennett's overlap very nicely. Oh, didn't see you there. That guy didn't drop anything. I can't say that I'm really building pitching into physical or electro right now because I don't have much choice when it comes to the artifacts that she's using. I'm just using the ones that have the best looking slots for the moment, or stats. But they're not all that great. You know you can spam Ka-ching's charged attack. What happens if I hold it? It looks like there's a very minor cost as far as stamina goes. But I also like her normal attacks if I spam those. And she moves very quickly when she does those. So I'm sure they're less... They deliver less damage than the charge attacks because that's the nature of them. I might use the charge attacks more when she has one opponent to face, and use normal attacks when there are many and I'm trying to avoid getting hit. But thank you for telling me. I hadn't tried that before, so I didn't know. Whoops. Oh, good thing I didn't go up yet. Okay. Time to climb. I'm definitely happy with Kaching, so I'm glad that I pulled for her. I just wish that my other pulls that day had been better, because that's when I got the Skyward Pike, or a Skyward Spine, but on the standard banner. And I didn't really get anything of note when I tried the weapon banner.
And there's another one of those bonfire spells.
I wanted to try to get at least a
really
lithic,
has been around here.
but I haven't gotten any lithics. The lithic spear or the sword.
Yikes! Where did these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
Paimon doesn't stay phased for very long, does she?
No touching. Incoming. Hey!
Your fast movement there was very useful. Where did... Oh! No shield? Oh, now it does.
Speed of light. Hey!
Let's light it up!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Okay, let's try the charge attack. It does push them back, though. Depending on what you want to do with them, that could actually be useful since you can push them into things too, or maybe push them off cliffs. When I use her normal attacks, she slips under them. Enemy. No, you don't. Did I see a trial somewhere? Oh, gotta talk to Dinesleep again. I was pretty sure as I was fighting I saw something, but maybe it was just a bonfire. Looks like he's still down here. Let's get some more berries. You can spam the charge attack more often on the bosses like the Hypostasis or the Regis ones. Since you've only got one enemy to deal with, that's probably a very good way to do it. Though, because my Kitching doesn't have very high damage, I haven't used her as much as some of the others. I tend to use Beto because she has a shield and the counter ability. Or Xinyan because she also has a shield. But no, it depends again on the situation, as it always has.
Have you finished searching?
We found lots of signs of the Abyss Order.
I searched around these parts and found some signs myself, but they were left behind by Abyss mages, and there was no deeper abyssal power to them. It seems that even an Abyss Herald would not wish to make trouble with the Wolf King of the North.
He is pretty powerful. Although when he's sparring with us, he takes it easy, I'm sure.
We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf, it's his territorial nature.
But now we're out of leads. Are we going to have to give up?
No. There is one more place we can go. Let's get a move on then. I'll wait for you at Storm Terror's lair.
At first dungeon, this, and then Storm Terror's lair. It's like we're retracing our steps all over again. I meant to press V, not C. He wants us to go to the entrance first. I can kind of understand why we're going to Storm Terror's lair, but why Wolvendom? Anything to pick up here? Oh, come on. Those things are way too flooded.
I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis. When you came, this place was known as Storm Terror's lair.
Yep, and now there's no Storm Terror to lair here. Just a memory.
But I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point.
Or ruin, you could also call it that. It is the old capital of Mondstadt.
In fact, if my memory serves, this ruin has had largely nothing to do with that dragon for a long time.
Your memory serves well.
The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of old Mondstadt, the dragon of the East had yet to fall, much less come to nest in this place.
Dude, how old are you?
Huh? But Paimon remembers that Dvalin first got in trouble hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, what she said.
Don't think too much about it.
I'm already thinking much about it.
Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed this ruin?
Yep.
If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms.
So you're thinking we'll find signs there?
Let's go see what the situation is at those light actuators.
Okie dokie dokie. Seriously? It hits the bridge. Hey, if you're going to fire into the bridge like that, I'm not going to make you abandon your illusions.
Access denied.
And he got stunned after he fired? Okay, weird timing. Certainly wasn't expecting that.
Look! There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
Did you say brain?
For Rex Lapis!
I don't have a range to take you on camera. Lost your friends that do the major damage, didn't you? Let's do some healing off you.
Don't blink!
I think that did a little damage to it. That throws him around more than anything.
Speed of light! Incoming!
I get to heal off the normal attacks. Ooh, that looks like big business. Come on.
Cut to the chase!
Oh, that's not good.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Speed of light! Next on the agenda.
I didn't even use it.
Adventure time.
Incoming! With sword comes shadow. Speed of light. Steady as stone.
First, now I've only got the big guys left. Where'd he go?
Don't blink.
I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that they've stepped away.
Why do they never miss?
That did some damage to me.
Incoming. Ha. Let's light it up.
It went there just in time.
Incoming. Hey.
I hate when they cause me to miss.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Is that the other one going to come back?
Don't blink! Hey! With sword comes shadow. Speed of light.
Adventure time.
Oh, the other one is the other mage. Wait, it's not a mage. Now that I can see, you're going to go gone.
Speed of light.
That took a while.
Oh, so in the end, we still couldn't find that Abyss Herald. Bummer.
Shame.
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly. Still, I do believe that you will come across one eventually.
Yeah, we don't even know what they look like yet.
No, you're right. If it's a really powerful monster, it would be best to go around it.
Unless that's not an option.
How good it would be if all perils one encounters in their journeys could simply be solved by going around them.
You seem to be familiar with journeys.
Once upon a time, yes. I simply have experience from adventuring together with that traveling companion.
There's phrases like that that makes people think that this might be some sort of incarnation or something of that sort of ether.
You know, Dane, you keep talking about that person this and that person that. Where are they now, anyway?
She no longer travels. I'm afraid that traveling can be too exhausting at times.
Oh, is that how it is? Well, why are you traveling alone then?
I still have some things left unfinished. Once they are done, I too will return home to rest.
Yep, and it's good to have a home to come back to, isn't it? We camp out a lot when we travel. Hey, once you find your sibling, we should find a place to stay too, shouldn't we?
Sounds good.
Mondstadt's Fisherman's Toast is pretty tasty, but Liyue's Wanmin restaurant is great too.
Hold on a second. Are you comparing one meal to an entire restaurant? I don't think we've seen a place called Fisherman's Toast.
Either way, we should settle down in a place where there's good food.
Easy to make you happy. But getting a bit ahead of ourselves at the moment, aren't we?
Home. Well, it won't be too late to think about where you stay once your journey reaches its end. While you're still traveling, you should...
I sensed something familiar on that cliff.
Huh? What's familiar?
I felt it for a moment. The previous time we came here too.
A familiar feeling, you say? It could be someone you know well, or perhaps a monster.
The Abyss?
Whichever it is, we should see it for ourselves, and thus see clearly. We can reach the top of that cliff from over there. Let's go.
Ayo.
Whoa, Dane moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use that wind current nearby to catch up.
Is that a slime? Doesn't matter. Come on. Hate when the wings don't trigger properly.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that you spoke of earlier?
It's nearby.
But it doesn't feel like there's anything around here. No monsters, no people, nothing.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place. It doesn't look any different from the last time I was here.
We've been here before.
My traveling companion brought me here on our previous journey.
So, Dane, what about you? What's your favorite place?
I wouldn't call this our favorite place, but I am curious.
Me? I no longer remember. I merely followed that person around on that journey. That's all there was to it. Huh?
Find something?
A ruin guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here?
Up here? That would be unusual.
No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
And trace could be on it. Was this where that happened?
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out.
This dangling reminds me of...
Huh? You mean your sister? But how could that be? You only touched that dandelion for a second.
Yes, the moment I touched it.
Perhaps that dandelion bears some sort of scent that only you recognize. As for why, has it perhaps experienced something related to you?
Anything is possible.
You're saying some real confusing stuff. Paimon doesn't get it at all.
Regardless, I have to get to the bottom.
Do not rush. Vexation and anxiety are the enemy of rational thought. Your journey has only just begun, has it not?
Though we had thought it had ended thousands of years ago.
At least you now know that she is still on this world. At this time, the most important thing is the journey to find her itself.
And I will find her.
Yes, and this is something you must keep in mind as the meaning behind your journey. May you find your kin at the end of that journey. Well then, let us part ways here for now.
Huh? You're leaving? Already?
Only for now. Don't worry. We will meet again.
Here's a theory. I'm not sure anyone has spoken of the possibility. But what if Dimesleaf is the result of a fusion between Ether and Paimon? He seems to have some qualities that are similar to both. In particular, his hair is very similar to Ether's, but his eyes might be a mixture between Paimon's and Ether's. And then there's the cape thing. And there's also a question of why he wears a half mask. It can't be just for rule of cool.
After all, I did take 500 mora and those 3 answers you gave me.
You know, those were the terms that you agreed upon to commission. I mean, the eyes aren't exactly the same as either of them. Even if you mix them, it wouldn't be quite right. But it could be a clue. Assuming he is related, because he keeps on mentioning a traveling companion who no longer travels. And if Paimon and Ether had to fuse for whatever reason, that might explain why the traveling companion no longer travels. And Paimon has been described numerous times as one such traveling companion, so the possibility would seem to exist in my mind at least. But it could also be any number of things. The fact is, we don't actually know anything about Dying Sleep, apart from the fact that he is an extremely experienced traveler from many hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago. And the shoulder things are similar to what Traveler has. Well, that's that mission done. And it's pretty late here, and I'm pretty hungry. So, I will teleport to get that expedition reward. And I think I will sign off there. Of course, over on Twitch, I will find someone to raid. But I can't do that over on YouTube. Which is kind of a shame. I like the rating system because it allows people to refer their audience to other streamers. And it works both ways, both to the person being rated and the raider. So there's a lot of cross-pollination opportunity by bringing both of the audiences basically together.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer.
I'm gonna get some more. Not a lot apparently, but still.
Add Astra.
This is the kind of the way I've been doing this part. Of course, you want to pick the higher rewarding ones first. So the single S class, the 2 A class, and one of the B class according to whichever material you need the most at that time. I did the one with this because I need that for I think the Blackcliff pike. But what you do in these is you choose at least 2 people, 2 of yours, to go on these expeditions, and the bonus rewards chance, you try to make that equal to 100. And you can do that with or without some of your friends to help you out, but they can help to boost you to 100%. So in all these cases, I've been able to choose 2 people from mine, plus usually 1 from someone else in order to make that 100% chance. Here I was trying to conserve, but it wasn't really necessary. Also of note, if you use someone from your teams who has the ability to increase expedition time, that does not affect the expedition time for these. So it's better if you choose someone who doesn't have that ability, because these expeditions take that long no matter who you put on them. And then you can save those characters for these things. I wasn't unfortunately smart enough to figure that out in time. So I ended up having a situation where I will have to wait the usual amount of time for them to come back. Although I was able to keep Chongyun and Keqing, and they do have the reduced amount of time for the exploration. Now, since I am here, I can take a look for you on those. I have to activate this first. Okay. So let's take a look at the pikes that he has that you can forge. So, first of all, prototype Star Glitter. This is probably actually good. It does have recharge, as well as base attack, but after using an elemental skill, increase normal and charged attack damage by, dependent on the finding level, max 2 stats for 12 seconds. So that does... It's not normal attack damage. No, it's normal in charge. So that can be pretty good. Crescent Pike, like we saw earlier, does physical damage. And you have an additional damage equal to 20% of attack, which is good if you build Hu Tao in an attack mode. But if you build her HP, then that's not going to help that much. And when you have Dragon Spine. Also physical attack. So your best option for Hu Tao might be prototype Star Glitter, simply because it does have the boost, but only max 2 stat, and it does the energy recharge. So depending on the artifacts you have on her, that may or may not contribute. If you use something with physical damage bonus, then that only contributes when you're using the normal attacks and not her elemental stuff. But it's still, I think, viable. Prototype Star Glitter in X Slice's video was the one that did the least amount of damage, but considering that it's a free-to-play option, it may not be that bad of a choice. So he didn't really compare that much Crescent Pike and Dragon Spine Spear, probably because of the stats. His attack is 42, 44, 41. If you needed to build the Crescent Pike for Hu Tao, because you're already spending on it, then you might be building Hu Tao as more of an attack build. But again, that physical damage bonus is only going to apply some of the time, not all the time. But that's completely up to you. I do think that it's still viable. Most of what she'll output will probably depend on the artifacts that you put on her, more than anything else. That's at least what I would guess. Wonder why I picked that up again. But in any case, I do hope that helps, Adrian, whether or not you're still watching and still here, or you're watching later on. There are those. As you're free to play, you don't get the one from the Battle Pass unless you choose to pay the price for it. In which case, it's up to you whether or not you still count yourself as free to play afterwards. Because even getting the Battle Pass isn't exactly the same as charging up. With the Battle Pass paid, you can get more fates, you can get more experience books and everything else. I quite like it. And the only downside becomes, because you can get to level 50 pretty quickly if you follow these quests, and then these really do nothing, then all progress stops no matter what you do. I could claim these, but they're still not going to do anything, and then it expires afterwards. So there's no point at level 50. I would really like it if MiHoYo would extend it so that you could continue getting things as long as you were still getting the experience. And these weapons are pretty nice too. For the different characters, of course, I gave the Black Sword to Kaching. Ningguang has the Solar Pearl. I haven't gotten this because it's the least of them, but it still could work. Iridescent Hunt, of course, I gave to Ganyu. And then you have Deathmatch, which you could give to someone like Hu Tao or Zhao, anyone who relies highly on crit rate. There's still attack increase and defense increase. And this is also dependent, but it's a very nice weapon. And if I wasn't getting this for Kaching, I would have gotten this for Hu Tao. And as a matter of fact, I might still consider getting this for because there are a number of different polearm users who could use it, even outside of event. You've got Zhao, he uses a polearm. You've got Zhang Ling. And of course, you've also got Zhang Li, if you have him. I don't. And of course, Hu Tao. So depending on what you want to do, you could use any of that kind of weapon. And they're good for DPS who work well off of crit. So one of the differences here is Black Cliff uses crit damage, not crit rate. So that is something to look out for and be aware of. These do use crit rate. So Deathmatch would be better for Hu Tao than the Black Cliff, but in the testing, the people who tested these things, the difference wasn't actually that big when it came down to it. So you could basically go with whatever you want. The difference it might be a couple 10,000 maybe. I just want to see if they all did it. Yeah. I should have really looked at it closer. It's crit damage, not crit rate. And that could affect your choices on whether you would get these kinds of things. Because you do have this currency after you've drawn. Of course, it's also tempting to do this. So, you do have options no matter what. I do like this series of weapons. And it can contribute to the overall build. And that depends on whatever choice you would like to make. Nothing else. So, please do take a look at all the different choices you have. And make the ones that are best for you and your characters at that given time. Because, in my opinion, all of the choices, all of the available builds, they're all pretty valid.
Come take a look. There will definitely be something that catches your eye.
So I am going to end this here, and I am going to choose someone to raid over on over on Twitch. I'm actually going to pull up the event page like I had it open before. Of course, I haven't done her story quest yet, but I can. But, as always, be sure to do the events when you can, because once they're gone, you won't have their resources to call upon. So speaking of, you've only got 1 day and 8 hours left if you haven't redeemed everything from the Zhao market. So be sure that you do that if you have not done so. Of course, you can test characters, see whether or not they fit, and when you do, be sure to take a look at the way they're set up, because the way Zhao was set up, he was very built up in a way that wasn't free-to-play friendly. Now, Hu Tao is much better in the sense that she doesn't have any constellations. She does have some pretty amped artifacts, but given luck and time, you should be able to do that even without paying. But you can't say that for everything, can you? I don't know when the record pops up, or if it's for those who support you, or you supporting others. But in any case, you now go on to raid. I'm gonna raid Haruka today. He's a very nice caribou VTuber. So thank you all for watching. Until the next time, thank you all for watching. If you did like what you see, you can drop me a follow over on Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe what you thought on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter. Sometimes I announce when I'm going live. Sometimes I let the platforms do that for me. So thanks again for watching. Until the next time, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and be excellent to one another.